Another resource that you may find useful is called a book resource. Now, a book resource has an icon like this that looks like a book, and what it does is it allows you to create several web pages that are related and put them into one specific resource on a document. So instead of having 5 or 6 pages listed down through here, you can have them all in one place. So let's look at this Creating Your First Course resource that I have here. And you'll notice that if you click it, you go to a very clean looking page with just one thing on it. And in this particular one, we have a video that we can watch. But if you look up here to the right, we have a table of contents. And that's what is in this book. So instead of having to go to a web page and then go back to the home page and go to a different web page, a student can go here and look at the information on this page and then either click the next arrow right here, or they can choose it from the list over here and they'll simply go to the next page in the book. So it's a much easier way for students to go through and access information sometime. So how do we create a book? Well, we're going to go back to our Moodle course, and this will be a resource. So I'll scroll down here and we will click Add a Resource, and the type is Book. And now you set up your book. This is the name of a book, How to Create a Book in Moodle. And again, the summary. This is just a brief synopsis of what the book is about. This will walk through the steps to create a book resource for your Moodle. Okay. How do you want the chapters to be listed? You can have them by numbers, or just bulleted, or just indented. We'll stick with numbers. Do you want custom titles? What does that mean? We'll click on this here. Chapter titles are displayed automatically only in the table of contents. So we'll check that. So we'll see our custom titles, and now save and return to course. So now you'll see that we have a book resource down here. So I'm going to click on the book resource here. And now notice it says editing a chapter. So we type in the chapter, set up your book. And it is a chapter title, so we put that there. And then we put in whatever content we might have here. And notice that this is very similar to all the other editors that you have there, but there are no other options. You just put a chapter title and content, and subchapter we'll talk about in just a moment. Now I'm going to save those changes so we can see what we've created now. So now you see in our table of contents we have set up your book. So if we go back to our Moodle course, and we're going to go down and look at the book we created, How to Create a Book in Moodle, this is where we start at. This is the actual figure here. Now if we want to add something else, notice over here we can click on this button and we can say Edit, and it will allow us to edit that information. But also we have the plus sign over here. So we can hit the plus sign, and we can again type in the chapter title, chapter 2, and then we can type in our content here. Actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this subchapter button to show you what that does, and we'll hit Save Changes. And notice that once we come back, notice it's not chapter 2 here in our numbering system. It's 1.1. So we could have our basic chapter here and then different sections of our chapter. So if you think of it as like a textbook, you could have the chapter, and then each section of the chapter could be listed as 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. But it's very easy to go through and change that. If we click Edit here, and I can uncheck that chapter, now we see Save Changes, and now we go back and see we have a chapter 1 and a chapter 2. I'm going to go back to the Moodle. Notice that we aren't actually seeing the chapter titles up here. We're only seeing what we typed on the page. So if we go back to our Moodle course, and I'm going to scroll down, and now I'll edit the book. So I'm going to hit the edit next to the book itself, and I'm going to uncheck custom titles. And let's see what a difference that makes. Now we go to save and return to course. Our page here looks the same, how to create a book in Moodle. But now when we click on that link, notice that now we have the title of the book being listed here. Set up your the title of the chapter. And if we go to the next chapter, we see the title of it up here. So it's just a matter of how you want that to show. You either uncheck it, in which they'll show up there, or you check it and the titles will be hidden. This is just one more type of resource that you may find useful as you're creating your courses. I would recommend that you come up with some type of system of what types you want to use. I don't recommend using all 5 or 6 different types of resources all the time. I just think that'll become too difficult for students if they're not sure exactly how you're creating your resources all the time. So come up with some type of system that works for you and be consistent as you're creating it.